Hey everybody, I'm gonna give a quick update um, on the boys. I think my last update was while I was pregnant, maybe around 34 weeks, and I feel like you guys deserve to know that the kids are born. They're here, they're living. A lot of times we hear no news is good news, but I guess it's safe to say in the IVF worlds, for people who share their journeys, that's not always the case. So, no news in this case is not good news. Can't go into too much detail right now, only because I'm so tired and exhausted. Um, but within the next um, couple days to a week, I'll kind of try to break everything down a little bit more so everybody can understand what's going on and try to keep everybody in the loop. But right now, I'm exhausted. Um, I won't keep you guys waiting longer than about 2 weeks, but I think we can get settled once I get out of this stupid hospital. We can get settled um, within the next couple days, and then get into another routine, and then I'll have time to mentally sit down and tell everybody what's going on. So just know that they're born, that they are living. They're here. Damien and Deacon are awesome. Kennedy's a great big sister. She tries to help with everything. Um, she has not shown any signs of jealousy. She just gets mad when there are certain things that I do that she can't help with. But other than that, she loves her brothers. So just, I need to breathe. So real quick, the twins were born August 15th, 2017. Deacon was, I don't remember the ounces, so Deacon was 6 pounds. Damien Jr. was 4 pounds. Okay, I just got a message. Damien Jr. was 4 pounds. Um, what else? I've already explained to everybody about his legs, Damien's legs. So that's one piece of the long list of medical issues. On day 3 of birth, Damien Jr. had to go into surgery, a really, really, important surgery. Um, he had stopped eating. He wasn't latching onto the boob. His stomach started swelling. We didn't know what was going on. Once we found out what was going on, they had to get him to surgery immediately. Uh, well, I'm sorry, get him to the NICU immediately on that was day 2, and then they had the surgery on day 3. Went to the NICU day 3, yeah. So, and then Deacon came home with me, and Damien Jr. stayed in the NICU for 10 days, and he came home after that. Um, I'm trying to do it really quick. So, Damien Jr. has several different conditions. He's going to have to go through a couple surgeries. He survived his first surgery. Um, Deacon. So Deacon had a list of medical conditions that they thought was gonna, um, that they thought he had during my pregnancy. Like no, one kidney. They found the second kidney. It was just a little lower than it was in his pelvic bone, so it was lower than what it was supposed to be. It functions fine. It's the right size, so that's good. Um, he had some small little other things like a heart murmur, but that ended up closing up. He was fine with that. They couldn't find his retina in his eye, and then he was fine with that after a couple days. I just don't think the hospital, but they just did a piss poor job at his exam. But that's another story for another day. So he ended up with a clean bill of health. He got to come home with me. Then Hurricane Irma was supposed to hit the Carolinas. Long story short, we left early thinking that it was going to hit the Carolinas, but it did not, thank God. So we are in Columbus, Ohio, and not Charlotte, North Carolina at the moment. We're in Columbus, Ohio, visiting family so that no one wants to be without electricity with infants, especially infants with medical conditions, which Damien Jr. has medical conditions, and that was just too much. So anyways, we're in Ohio. Long story short, I found a specialist for one of his conditions that's in Ohio. And Deacon got sick while we were out here. I'm still here. We took him to the emergency room, and he ended up having to have surgery. So I'm in the hospital now while Deacon is recovering. I hope all this makes sense. I'm trying to rush through it. So Deacon is recovering in the hospital that Damien Jr.'s specialist works at, if that makes sense. So his specialist was able to come by, see Damien Jr., look at him, give him his assessment, and before we leave, hopefully tomorrow, we will have Damien Jr.'s surgery scheduled. So that's that piece. So my baby is recovering from surgery. The most he'll be here is for 2 days, but hopefully he'll continue to eat properly and hold down his food and all that good stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much what's been happening. Like I said, give me at least 2 weeks. I hope this video doesn't cut off. Give me at least a week to 2 weeks to really just kind of sit down and write all my notes down. That way, I don't leave anything out. So yeah, one thing I do want to say is everything that's going on is not, I guess, long term, if that makes sense. Some people are born with brain issues and all types. Some kids end up with all types of things, cancer. So Damien Jr.'s conditions are all treatable. We just have to go through a process of surgeries. One of his conditions may be lifelong, but it doesn't affect his brain development or anything like that. And it's not really as bad as it sounded when we first found out. But once he has his reconstructive surgery in a couple of months, we'll have more details as far as we'll just have more details as far as, I guess, about the condition, about how everything works, and I guess, if that makes sense. But like I said, once he has the surgery, he should be good. His long process of surgeries will probably be with his legs. The rest of the stuff, praying to God that it'll be over before we know it. So other than that, guys, I thank you guys for being patient. I know I had a couple emails, phone calls, texts that I just have not responded, answered to, anything like that, but I've been going through a lot. I've been crying a lot. I've been losing sleep. It's just a lot going on. So if I don't answer your calls or text messages or emails, just know that I got a lot going on. Once we're out of the hospital setting, I will let everyone see them. I just really don't want to put them on the screen while they're hooked up to tubes, and Deacon is hooked up to I gotta go, guys.